Well, we have another Arabia Express 1600 plus bracket match on our hands. This is Umdeuter versus Shixo. And as the title suggests here, 1600 plus. Solid players in the high elo range. Lithuanians versus Tatars here. So, both civilizations with lots of options. Of course, you could go for the GC instant rush with the Lithuanians, given their 150 starting food, extra starting food. But Umdeuter dropping the first few houses here may want to open more conventionally, like with the scouts or even a rush here. It remains to be seen. You have to get an idea of your own map first before engaging, and yeah. Laming is allowed, so this rhino is of course a little bit exposed in the front here, while Shixo has his two rhinos to the side, but I haven't seen any laming yet, so maybe the players just have a gentleman's agreement to, well, aside for Salted Pepper pushing in two ostriches from all the way from the enemy side in one of the previous sets, but that doesn't quite count. Hello to Shixo in the chat. Welcome. So Tatars, they pride with their cavalry archers, the mobility of those, getting Thumbring and Parthian tactics instantly in Castle and Imperial Ages respectively. And these new Arabia maps as well, Tatars kind of indirectly buffed because there's hills everywhere. And Tatars get extra bonus damage when on the hill. 25% extra. They have some unique techs as well, giving the trebuchets +2 range is not very commonly seen, and it will even unlock the flaming camels from the castles, but that's a surprisingly good counter to cavalry masses, but it's not really something you usually see in typical 1v1 scenarios. Shixo. Hopefully spotting the last few sheep here. Yeah, I was going to pick them up now. And now a house for no mill yet. 12 villagers. Could be a pre-milled rush in the making here, but there's only 3 on wood. So I'd rather expect a Scouts style opening here. Looks like one zebra was pushed as well, so that also boosts the food economy, reinforcing the Scouts idea. We might have a Scouts fight on our hands here, some extended feudal age. The maps are fairly open. The players always find some way to wall, but... Oh, Umdeuter, dangerously close to TLTC. Oh, are you paying attention? Oh, he snags a sheep. He's gonna get 1 sheep. No, he doesn't get it actually, but... Stealing sheep from Tatars always good value, because Tatars also get 50 extra food per sheep, or in this case, goat. I'm seeing 3, maybe 4 on wood for Umdeuter, and food eco increasing here. Loom coming in. This looks like a 19 Pop Scouts app. While Shixo could, in theory, match that with the Tatars. Where are they fighting? Oh, it's a builder. Oh, no. Before Loom. Good snipe there from Umdeuter. Actually getting a builder from Shixo with the uphill advantage there, and risking a lot of hit points, but that's definitely value from the starting scout to get the villager. That's 1 villager less working for Shixo in the continuation of the game here. 3 seconds ILT time for both. No particular advantage there. And Shixo now going to gold. Could be that this guy wants to wall off a bit. Barracks coming up at the moment. Feudal Age is being clicked here. Are we looking at the straight archers build here against the Lithuanians? Maybe just spearman defense? Oh, is he gonna try and return the favor? No, the quick walls. No way. I tries to trap the scout. Umdeuter almost getting the style points there, but still manages to get quite a few hits in on Shixo's scout. I expect a stable to pop up here any moment. 2 villagers from Berry is going to build that one. Can't be denied either or delayed because Shixo also took some hits to the starting scout. With this kind of uptime and having scouted the enemy, probably has an idea that scouts are indeed coming his way. I see 2 on gold, and it's the men-at-arms from Shixo. Felt really late with the barracks going up, but he's gonna move out and not half bad against the scouts opening the men-at-arms. They have better attack, and if you mix in the spearmen, it makes it a lot more awkward for the spearmen to take out the scouts unit as well. Alright, so I keep talking about the men-at-arms, but Shixo has not prioritized that upgrade. It's instead a very late rush here, but with the Tatars getting that heal advantage, you'll still be dealing some decent damage to the villagers, and finally getting that villager kill in return against Umdeuter here. However, Shixo with the aggression has to focus on the army and is neglecting to queue villagers at home, causing some idle time here, so Umdeuter will, even after losing 1 villager here, be establishing sort of a villager's lead. This infantry forward does delay the scouts. Aggression of Umdeuter, though, is losing another one as well. 2 scouts total fighting uphill against the Tatars, but taking out Shixo's scout as well. Shixo now effectively blind with the archers follow up here. 3 on gold, enough to keep 1 range running here, and the blacksmith coming as well, allowing for fletching. And should be able to afford fletching almost instantly here after the blacksmith completes. Now Umdeuter is thirsty for revenge here for counterattack. It sends the scouts in, gonna find the berries of Shixo, but there's a spearman here already. And there's also a spear on the woodland here, so good strategic placement of spears from Umdeuter here. Played your very weird build order, but changed my mind while playing. Yeah, that's my game, every game. Just never have a plan to just play, so yeah, I can appreciate that. I don't believe in build orders, I just do stuff. Oh, first 3 archers moving out now, fletching is in. There's still that hill elevation advantage of the Tatars as well. Let's see if we can get some damage in on the villagers here. Spearmen here to protect the archers from scouts. That's absolutely essential when you know there's scouts on the field. Hill advantage providing efficient here as well. 2-1 for Shixo. In the Eco KD. Could be almost the 3rd one as well. Spearman getting some cheeky pokes in there. Oh, misses the last one. And now the Spearman is down to TC fire. So Umdeuter will easily clean up these archers now with his numbers of scouts here. Neither... Oh, I think he thought he had that one. Neither player has full walls up just yet. Shixo still 3 on gold, but 2nd range going up here. Well, we're looking at an extended feudal age again here. Shixo higher idle TC time, but somehow conserving more resources. Farm economy maybe ahead of Umdeuter here. 12 to 10 farms, so might be looking at a smoother cast age transition here for Umdeuter, who is also walling towards the other woodline here. Has the right side covered. It's gonna be a lot more awkward for Shixo to do damage in the feud lane here if Umdeuter succeeds in the walling here. See, Umdeuter has a range, probably going to make some skirmishers. Faster moving trash for the Lithuanians. Ooh, Spearman here against the scouts. You'll have to pay proper attention to the micromanagement here so as not to lose too many units. Focusing the spears first, good, or spear at least. Yeah, good micro by Umdeuter there on the hill. Doesn't allow the Tatars to get that elevation advantage. And now cleans up the archers. The fletching archers here with a sizable chunk of scouts here, committing to more units, those skirmishers and scouts, which effectively delays the Castle Age transition, and maybe we'll see Shixo going first to the Castle Age after all here. "16 farms, a market going up here for Umdeuter to maybe sell stone to facilitate the Castle Age transition as well. It's with 7 of gold, and now with the Scouts Skirm combo here. Thanks for casting this, I recognize many mistakes. Yeah, we all do when we get our games from the neutral perspective, don't we? There's the cast click for Shixo, going to get roughly half a minute lead over Umdeuter to the next age. And let's assume Shixo follows up with Castle Age Cav Archer, say that. Pain for most Knights civilizations to deal with. You'd have to go defensive Scorpions, put down more TCs to make sure your core economy isn't too fragile and exposed. Otherwise you'll just be run down completely by the Cav Archers. Yeah, 30 seconds apart, as mentioned. The skirmishers of Umdeuter getting some snipes here, but doesn't want to risk more losses for the time being. It's expected either crossbows or cav archers follow up here, so of course more skirmishers makes sense. Though the main unit might still be knights for Umdeuter here. It's no, wait, it's a range actually, so doubling up the skirmishers potentially. Vulcan Arrow for Shixo, second town center going up as well, immediately in the cast stage. Probably something that Umdeuter will be doing as well, unless he wants to stay on TC and pump out knights, but in which case we would have seen another stable at this moment or before Castle Age. Second TC here, maybe. Unless he's committing to one TC aggression, but I don't say it's going to be one stable Knights and then Elite Skirmishers. Elite Skirm, definitely a good call here against the crossbow mass. And still some scouts to send in front as well. Umdeuter is full walled at home, officially, so it's not subject to raids currently. While Shixo will need a response to the Elite Skirmishers ASAP here. This is a pretty decent mass. Second armor coming in as well. So the crossbows, even with the Tatar's heal advantage, they won't be able to deal with Elite Skirm, which just kicked in. And Shixo keeps the hill here, relies on that elevation advantage, gets one villager, 3-1 eco KD now, but higher idle this time, so Umdeuter keeps that villager lead still. Umdeuter also has wheelbarrow, so it's even though it looks like Shixo has more villagers, that's 3 villagers worth of time for the research of wheelbarrow. So 5 builders on stone for Umdeuter here now. I'm assuming he wants a castle up on this hill to secure the third gold, or even on this side to secure golds and woodlands. Elite skirmishers proves a good investment here now, chasing the crossbows away, and now the knights are in production as well. Still only the one stable, I think, but allows for some raiding options. No upgrades aside from bloodlines here for Umdeuter, so it's not fully committing to the knights yet, but sooner or later that's something that Lithuanians will want to, of course. In the meantime, we have Shixo on the left side here, knowing that this is a very exposed woodland, could get some juicy hits in here from the elevation. But where are those light cab or even knights from the Tatars here to deal with the elite skirmishers? Crossbows going down. Skirmishers don't easily kill villagers, but I can still idle economy. And yeah, well, still getting villager kills as well. Maybe they aren't such a bad raiding unit. And the Shixo definitely needs a response here now. Almost looks like a fast imp economy here at the 1k food and 400 gold. I don't think that's intentional, it's just maybe been planning the knights or light cav here himself and not really coming around to it yet. Yeah, there's the stable. But the elite skirm is getting serious value from Umdeuter now, who has also taken losses at home. He's actually lost 13 villagers, and just now dropping the second TC, also on the stone here. So I missed that counter aggression. I talked about the crossbows, maybe think the hill here, and they must have gotten some serious value with their instant thumping. No ballistics yet. No army production from Shixo, but 22 crossbows. It's not like they can become arbalists here, so I'm a bit confused as to what the plan is here with all this food and gold. But maybe there is no plan. Two TCs. Also not producing. Monster is up. Second building for Imp is needed if that indeed is the plan here. And in the meantime, Umdeuter is given a chance to stabilize here. Shixo with some serious idle TC time here, 5 minutes more than Umdeuter, but Umdeuter just dropped the second TC, so he hasn't really had a chance to catch up in numbers just yet. Lithuanians cav archers! Umdeuter wants some raiding potential with the cav archers of his own here, playing Tatar's own cards against them. And just now Shixo gets those knights out and finally has a response to these skirmishers. Fight fire with fire, exactly. Fight cav archers with cav archers. Who cares if Tatar's cav archers are better than Lithuanians? Just fight them. $13.8, 13.9 now is the Eco KD. But Lithuanians have Winged Hussar. They have the Super Hussars indeed. Third TC for Shixo, securing that side gold now. The gold on the hill here has been so exposed and idled by Umdeuter's skirmishers for so long. Crossbow still forward, but now the speedy Lithuanian skirmishers, they're running for their lives here to catch up with the crossbows on the other side. And will chase them away. Another bonus for the Tatars, for each new TC you pop up, you'll get 2 sheep spawning inside of your TCs. A little bit of extra food to benefit from once you start extending your economy. Crossbows here, Umdeuter getting scale barding armor, also getting handcart. That's going to benefit villager carry capacity and farming economy. Maybe will make it easier to double up on the knights production if that is desirable here. It seems to be mainly skirmishers still, and that makes sense against the crossbow masses. And then you have some knights on your own to deal with Shixo's light cab or knights to take out your skirmishers. Tatars have camels though, so That's also an option against the Lithuanians' cavalry numbers here, but yeah, better upgrades as well. +2/+1 for Shixo's camels. Umdeuter absolutely not allowing the hill to be taken here. Gets a conversion in on one of Shixo's units as well. Tatars are flaming camels though, yes, and nobody makes them. You need a castle for that, which is an enormous commitment in itself, and you need to get to Imperial Age and get to the unique technology. So that's not gonna happen. Umdeuter on the offensive again. There's some stray crossbows to the side here. They could come back to raid for Shixo here if need be. Umdeuter with the army and momentum is not that far behind in the economy, all things considered either. Even with only 2 DCs, it's the idle this time is way better than Shixo's. So Umdeuter is keeping up here his hand cart in, while Shixo only has wheelbarrow. So that's, let's say, 73 villagers for Umdeuter, but a more fluent farming economy and general resource income because of that upgrade. Another TC on the side, gold here as well. I think Umdeuter may have been selling stone here, unless it's only gone into TCs, because he has been on that stone mine for a while. Yeah, no, the crossbows come back to raid, but Umdeuter is on point. He anticipates that counter raid and will, however, lose the monk. Yeah, I was gonna say, is he gonna get away? But he definitely didn't. So he did anticipate the counter-attack at first. Still no ballistics for Shixo though, so that's definitely a setback here for trying to snipe villagers with a small group of crossbows. Second monk though, so getting some value for sure. And Umdeuter now pulls most of the knights back to deal with this annoyance and re-wall the backside. Pro tip, never pull back for protection, use a better way. Maybe just use the 3 stables and make 3 knights at home instead of putting everything back. This must be a very good fight for Shixo. I don't know what's going on. Is he getting that hill advantage? The camels with almost full upgrades, they're trading well as well, but they have similar upgrades. And that was expecting Umdeuter to get a better fight there. He had to drop the relic as well. Actually, didn't bring in a single relic just yet, and now Shixo will break through, but the relic extending the wall here, and the knights or cavalry charge on masses of Shixo not quite able to enter it. Oh, there's a hole! How is that a hole? How are we supposed to see these things? Ay, 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 ay. Umdeuter needed melee skirmishers instead of ranged skirmishers. How is relic count? It's 2 for Shixo. Relic count is always down in the right corner. Well, in the middle of all this, Shixo has been able to control relics as well and deny that extra attack bonus of the Lithuanians. We're starting to look good here with the Imperial Age well on the way, conserving some military numbers here. And Tatars get Cavalier, they get fully upgraded Cavalier, so that could definitely come into play here. But it could also be that Umdeuter, seeing that Imperial Age kick in, will throw in the towel and aim for the next stage. Another hole, yes. So that was a turn of events. I saw Umdeuter with the army. Army potential. He's gone into pikes now, which is a proper call against a Tatars player not going for the cav archers. But it's a costly and time-consuming switch to make, and we already only have 14 of them currently. Shixo can pull away, could pull back home, heal up with the monks, and get back stronger in the Imperial Age. Again, on the aggressive here for Shixo. Plate boarding armor maybe going to be high up here. Cavalier, heavy camel. Cavalier definitely. Could also use the market to get plate boarding. There we go. So Umdeuter, not too far off that Imperial Age click if he wants to. Army could be an issue here. Lithuanians do get Halberdier when the Imperial Age comes though. Yeah, the only way, a safe way to make sure you don't have any holes is to full palisade or stone wall everything here. Semi-forward castle for Shixo here. Maybe we'll see the flaming camels after all, Dennis. That's a good tip to avoid holes in the walls as well. Real competitive set here. Umdeuter now also clicking Imperial Age. Will definitely want to get to the halberdiers here to hold the Tatars off since there's no cavalry archers on the field whatsoever. Shixo will start treb pushing, I think, now. The ranges as well. It's going to be cav archers now then in the Imperial Age. Handguard coming in. 107 to 103 villagers, and definitely offensive advantage for Shixo here. Could also be skirmishers against the pikemen. Oh, potential bad fight for Shixo there, but pulls away. Does not want to risk the cavalry masses, of course, against the pikes over here. Here's that nasty forward gold of Umdeuter. He had one main gold on the hill, has this gold over here as well. No defensive castle, but that could be in the making here. 690 stone now for Umdeuter, also extended to the sides. Palisade walling for now, that's not going to hold up long against Cavaliers, but it's still going to give a heads up if any raids or anything tries to enter to the right hand side. We'll probably extend with some houses or something behind here to keep aggression from entering for that side. Shixo now behind in military numbers and allowing Umdeuter to reach the Imperial Age here as well. This does not look like a good fight for Shixo at all here. Too many pikes, too many everything here. Cavaliers, of course, trading decent against the Knights, but what is this mess? Umdeuter diving in here, and rightfully so. He has a massive numbers advantage here, and the pikes are getting good hits in. Now Cavalier plate boarding armor, one relic for Umdeuter, so at least +1 attack for the orange player, and Shixo now losing all of the Cavaliers, still committing to them, and the crossbows for some reason. Tatars don't get armless, so crossbow is a peculiar choice here, but a necessary evil against the pike masses of Umdeuter as well. Probably the best option at this point. Here comes that castle that Umdeuter probably has been planning all the time. He wants to secure this gold. But trebuchets in queue for Shixo could get elevation advantage for the trebs here as well. Could even get the unique technology for +2 range on the trebs. Halberdiers now in for Umdeuter. He's missing quite a few upgrades though, so he's not trading nearly as well as he will want to here. First, Treb is out for Shixo, and we'll start pushing this castle. Hello to AR12 viewers and welcome. This is a set in my Arabia Express mini tournament. Should be names that might be familiar for AR12 in the ranked ladder. We are, yeah, in the 1700, 1800s. Shixo is in the chat, so he could tell his own level here. And it's group stage of 9 players going to go into a winners and a losers bracket sort of. So mini tournament for players in the higher spectrum of the Elo reach. This is the first game of this best of 3 between Umdeuter and Shixo, and it's been a nice back and forth one now with very even economies and numbers. Some interesting fights along the way. Playing the long game here for Shixo, castles to the side to secure the neutral resources and these crucial heals between the players. 2 trebs now pushing low trebs for Umdeuter. He's scrambling up a forward castle instead and trying to apply some counter aggression here. Gonna get some raids in with the Cavalier as well. Ooh, and dives and getting both trebs underneath castle fire there. Good value from the Cavaliers. So Shixo still in the eco-KD lead here. Umdeuter succeeding in idling some economy here, but this is going to be enough at this point. Looks like a healthy eco setup for both. They're fighting at equal population here, and Shixo now again with the army initiative here. Crossbow, Cavalier, Treb. With 2 castles, you could definitely mix in some Keshiks here as well when you're happy with the Treb numbers, because Keshiks train twice as fast as the Cavalier, and they're basically almost identical in stats. Conscription and Elite Skirmisher, probably for the Halberdier investment of Umdeuter here, who has run out of gold over here. His starting gold is depleted as well. So if this gold gets exposed, then Umdeuter barely has access to gold. It's still going to try for some counter raids here and take some forward stone. When in a pickle you could even sell stone for gold. And Keshik is better than Cavalier, yeah, if you say so, but you need a castle to mass them, so it's much easier to get a Cavalier mass anyway. But you can mix them in now with both castles up and get a little bit of gold return. Gold horse! Tatar gold horse. The Keshik. Oh, there goes the castle on Umdeuter's main gold. Is might lose this forward on as well. He's actually going to Treb push this side. That's a very... Unless he walls it in, that Treb is completely unprotected. Could easily be sniped by these army units. And the Keshik is out. 9 plus 4 for the Keshik. 12 plus 4 for the Cavalier. Yeah, exactly. Gold horse. Elite Tatar gold horse. Good snipe from Umdeuter here. Deals with... wait, that's not a snipe from Umdeuter. That's actually a snipe from Shixo's Treb. But Shixo is guarding the Treb over here. And that forward castle of Umdeuter is going to be short-lived. He doesn't have nearly enough villagers to repair it. And he definitely shouldn't commit to repairs at this point, even if it's floating stone. 71 mil to 23 now. We may be nearing the end here as Shixo is pushing efficiently here. Has claimed this, or didn't claim, but is controlling this gold of Umdeuter now, who will have to commit fully to trash here. Easier said than done with the decent crossbow mass and Trebs and Cavaliers and everything pushing over here. But Umdeuter's eco is completely set towards trash spam now. Nothing on gold, nothing on stone. Just defensive castle to protect the food and yeah, only food income actually. But eventually wood and food is going to be an issue here with Umdeuter being pressured all the way to the edge of the base where his starting location was. Hussar is in for Shixo as well. I don't know if silk armor is in. Could do a quick check on that. I don't think so. Don't think so. That's benefiting the Hussars and Cav Archers as well. No, it's not in. Okay. Certainly an expensive technology to go for as well. So, and might not even be needed at this point with the Retries pushing a relic advantage going to be gone for the Lithuanians. Doesn't really matter at this point with no cavalry on the field. 60 on food, 37 on wood. But orange, except for woodland over here, funnily enough, is losing ground rapidly. You forget the castle takes every time. Yeah, I know the feeling. Scrambling repairs here on Umdeuter, but look at the population, 17 military to 73, 101 builders, still has a working economy. It's fighting stables with builders to keep the Hussar raids out here. No winged Hussar for the Lithuanians for this one. They are going to fall victim to lots of Hussars here now, and yeah, it's not gonna take the builders a while still to deal with that. GG well played is called Shixo. Takes the first game, and let's have a quick look at the statistics before we dive into the next one. So Umdeuter did invest a lot into skirms, and these skirms held for a good while there. Did have some great momentum, big fight on the hill, but Shixo committing mainly to Cavalier and Crossbow rather than Tatar's Cav Archers, as they usually do. Seem to work out here, and got a good lead and map advantage in the end with the castles in crucial spots. Better economy for the Tatars. Three castles total. And the APM chart, of course, yes. I pay for premium. I even pay them a little bit more because I think they do great work, the Capture Age team. So they get 10 euros from me every month for their work. I think it's well deserved. Quite even, actually, some of the time. Let's find game 2. Oops, reveal game 2 either. So, spoilers, but let's go for it. Game 2, and it's a battle of civilizations very likely to go for the archers here. Vikings versus Vietnamese. It's Umdeuter with the Vikings. They did lose Flambring, which is a huge nerf to their archers' ability to fight cavalry, but they still get instant wheelbarrow and handcart in Castellan Woodland Castle Ages, so still a fantastic economy for the Vikings, who are most lackluster of all in the cavalry section, being the only civilization that doesn't have bloodlines or husbandry. Shixo with the Vietnamese is going straight for the lame here. Snags 2 sheep. It's allowed as per the tournament's rules, so you can lame sheep, you can lame boars or elephants rather. Hunt if you feel like it. Wall in resources if you're a true bully. And yeah, that's a couple of bonus sheep for Shixo here as the scouts just pass each other. Not interested in taking a fight. Oh, Shixo chases actually. So, potential little food boost there, but it also requires that Shixo finds his own sheep. So Umdeuter won't really snag them back, and there's definitely potential here if Umdeuter moves out early after, but he's going to be looking for all of his sheep now before moving out. Nice full circle scouting here, and gonna find at least these two. And we'll probably realize at this point, Umdeuter, that two sheep, or goats rather, have been lost. Shixo is going to find the last two sheep here as well, so I guess he's fine. Well, he didn't find the back ones, but now at least he has 8 sheep, as Umdeuter has 6 of them. No houses for Shixo here, no mill, so this could maybe be a pre-milled rush here. Last couple of sheep brought in as well. That's going to boost that rush economy quite nicely, actually. Umdeuter still looking for those sheep, or just come to realize that they have probably been lamed. And we maybe compensate by pushing in a 0-2, or just move forward to try and reclaim someone, just to get some idea of what Shixo might be up to. Yeah, he's definitely committing to pushing a zebra here to boost that Dark Age economy. Thanks for the follow, Gabrielco89. Much appreciated. So Shixo, being the Vietnamese, he knows all about the location of Umdeuter. He knows the TC is here, but at this point he's moving out. Sorry, this scout is going to move to see what Umdeuter might be up to here. Is it going to be a rush? Probably not, but he could check the gold mine to see if 10 gold has been taken. And the amount of builders on wood could be an indication. Being the Vikings, though, you'll usually expect men-at-arms, because Vikings get plus 20% hit points on their infantry starting in the feudal age, and then with an archer's follow-up. But you could definitely pull off other plays as well. Rush into archers, for example, you'd still get that infantry HP boost once you reach the feudal age. Could make for a really strong archer's follow-up with a rush with that extra hit points. And no loom, so Shixo could get a builder sniper. 10 gold being taken by Umdeuter, unless it's simply the mining camp going up here to start preparing for the men-at-arms. Yeah, feudal age is on the way, 21 pop. And mining camp probably gonna go up there. Yep. Shixo taking 10 gold here. That should be the rush, and that is a good response to the men-at-arms opening. If that's the case, because you'll be able to intercept the Vikings infantry before they become men-at-arms, hopefully. 2 miners of gold, though, so it could also be the men-at-arms of Shixo, but it might be just a militia like the previous game as well. Will be at a disadvantage, though, against Umdeuter's higher hit points infantry. There goes the mining camp. Should make for an easy archery range once the feudal age kicks in here. The timings are almost identical. Only 4 seconds of idle time making the difference here. Umdeuter delays the mining camp a bit, but we'll proceed to... Wait, he doesn't see the barracks actually, but we'll confirm now. And we'll be on the lookout for the infantry. Oh, Shixo needs to engage now. No, it's too late actually. Feudal age is in. We'll have to rely big time on micro here now and get as much damage in as possible before the men-at-arms. Such a bad map, says Shixo. Yeah, the hills are pretty nasty. Gold right next to a hill again here. But you have gold in kind of in the back there. Just very open, so it's hard to secure through walls. Good HP taken off the scout. Just get another hit in on the scout and that goes down. But men-at-arms versus militia here now. Not a good trade for Shixo, who still doesn't have the range up. And Umdeuter Going to go straight for the gold here now. Another militia popping out here, which is funny enough, getting some good trades in there. That's gonna be one builder down for sure for Shixo. Can't say that one. Heal advantage when fighting with the villagers. Can't really help out with the scout because that's at 4 HP. Let's have a look at Umdeuter's map. Its woodline situation is not pretty for Umdeuter either. They both have shitty woodlines to be honest. There's one here, one in the back, but Umdeuter has managed to secure this one. It will even be safe against feudal age archers, except maybe this little spot here. Pity that the house isn't just a couple of tiles further forward, but it's probably not going to come to that. You'd use the hill advantage if you're playing the archers here. Double ranges for Shixo, whereas Umdeuter has the one range. And extending the farm's economy more than can be said about Shixo here. So Umdeuter aiming for a faster and smoother cast late here with only one range and more farms already. Skirmishers and archers idling the gold quite a bit here. It's going to take them forever to get a kill, but the man-at-arm will try to break in as well, try to break the wall. That's kind of funny, forcing a reaction there. And 6 mil, 3 to 5 here. Shixo higher idle TC time total here, and now also house, which is going to have the cause the TC going idle even further here. So Umdeuter establishing a solid eco advantage here. Also idling the gold that obstructs the army production a little bit here. Farming eco is of interest here, especially with the Vikings instant wheelbarrow. Just look at the resources here. If you don't punish the Vikings enough early, and don't kill villagers off them as opposed to the opposite here, then you're going to be at a huge disadvantage for the feudal and castle ages. And it's going to snowball out of control, especially if Umdeuter is able to get to castle age and crossbows well ahead of Shixo with the Vietnamese here. But we saw persistent play from both players in the previous game. So they might definitely be dragging this out to a late Imperial Age match again here. Walling towards the TC now. Not a bad call, although it's open in the back, so you could sit here with archers or crossbows for Umdeuter. He's getting close. If you look at the resources here, his second building, presumably the blacksmith, just completed as Shixo is forward and trying to get some hits in. But look at the armies here. Umdeuter is keeping the armies close to home. He is with fletching on the way. Will he lose a villager here now? Maybe. Do keep in mind though that wheelbarrow is equivalent of around 3 villagers production time, and since Vikings get that instantly, they are going to extend their builder need whenever Shixo goes for the wheelbarrow and handcart upgrades here. Umdeuter with a slight numbers advantage here, one more skirmisher as well. But it is going to come down to a little bit of micromanagement here as to who comes out on top. Shixo decides to pull away. Vietnamese archery range units have more hit points as well, so that's also one thing to keep in mind, that they are tankier with the same kinds of upgrades. So Umdeuter now missing 100 food to get to the next stage. He's even dropping a stable, wants to get scouts and or knights out to deal with Shixo's skirmishers. Could go for complete mind games here and actually spam the Vikings Castle Age Knights as well, of course, because Vikings economy, even if they don't get Bloodlands or Husbandry, in the early Castle Age they could still make Knights viable because they have such an ease time producing out of 2 or 3 stables. Fight here, but look, there's a tiny bit of hill here for Umdeuter to take advantage of if he wants to. Looks like Shixo has the massive numbers advantage here. He decides to fight uphill and diminish Umdeuter's numbers here, but Umdeuter now on the way to the cast stage, well ahead of Shixo here. And he'll also take a more than decent fight here, even if the Vietnamese units have higher hit points total. Yeah, the scout is out. There's still 3 archers total here for Shixo, though. So the scouts can't just dive in and snipe everything here. Cast stage now 30 seconds away for Umdeuter. Yes, double stable. Is he gonna go for the knights here? Wall rage, 2 stables. This is fantastic. If it actually goes for the Vikings knights here, that makes me happy. Playing the Vikings mobility. Didn't get any upgrades though. Now making the knights. Cancel 1 scout to keep making knights and keeping that switch very much hidden as well. Hasn't revealed a single scout or knight just yet. This could catch Shixo big time off guard. Shixo has 2 minutes 15 seconds yet to go to the Cat Age. And they will now see the scouts may need to react to that. Umdeuter, however, not getting any upgrades for the knights. It's good until we see the Vietnam player will be at Kong Elephants. Probably not gonna happen. Horde mass dealt with just like that. Umdeuter is doing double stable knights here, but not committing to the attack or defense. I think he just wants to get some raids in here and try to snipe some villagers, maybe find an opening here in these Settlers of Catan style walls here at home base for Shixo. Could easily defend with archers from behind the walls here now, could get crossbows. Umdeuter, I guess he just means to use the knights against skirmishers of Shixo then. He's back on archers production. And still only 1 range. Second TC however, so Umdeuter setting up for the long game with the eco here. Will also get, or has handcart in the second the Castle Age kicks in. Vodkin and eventually crossbow will come in for Shixo. Actually floating quite a bit of food here now. Floating so much food, and for Vietnamese the eco upgrades only cost food, so might as well just get to gold mining and bozo when we can. Spoke count well ahead for Shixo here. It's 19 crossbows to the 8 of Umdeuter, but Umdeuter now getting defense for the knights. Could maybe get that +2 as well, and certainly that's a better fight with +2 knights in front and crossbows behind against this Vietnamese mass. Shixo doesn't commit, doesn't move forward yet. Definitely openings here to... Okay, yeah, he needs to react to the armies at home base here, that makes sense. Slow sneaking army here of crossbows on knights from Umdeuter, and he does break in through the walls. Will be getting some juicy raids in here if Shixo doesn't quick wall perfectly here, but the woodline gets exposed, so that's going to be lots of villagers down for the 1 TC play of Shixo here. Umdeuter now 17 villagers ahead as villagers go down to the Vikings Knights raids here. Something you don't really expect from the Vikings. But Umdeuter is not barely making military at all now, is making a defensive Mangonel somewhere. Just anticipating the crossbows to counter-engage once this aggression has come to an end. And a good defensive measure with this. One big Mangonel shot in on these crossbows, and Umdeuter is in a great position with the eco lead. Even if he makes armies and loses them here, it's going to be well ahead of Shixo. With the 12 villagers killed, and now a almost 30 villagers lead over the Vietnamese, who doesn't even have wheelbarrow in. Uh-oh, good reaction by Shixo there. See the Mangonels not going to allow an easy hit here. Cheeky little attempt to snipe the forward building villager here from Umdeuter, but it's still 2 Mangonels out already for Umdeuter here, so it's nicely set to defend against a siege push forward from Shixo here. Palisade walls to the side as well to limit entry of the enemy troops to the left. But Shixo is with the army lead here now, will want siege units to push to the walls and deal some proper counter damage to Umdeuter's side here. Let's see the Mangonels. 3 Mangonels for Umdeuter now. Might even want to consider opening the walls here to get a good hit in. That's a 1-for-1, but that's a good trade. No +2 on the Knights, so they can't comfortably engage against the crossbows here. Knight Mangonel against basically crossbows only from Shixo here, and the score is just dead even between the two. Yeah, you've been plate barding, Dennis. It's something that Umdeuter has not committed to, but he is going Imperial Age. Vikings Cavalier hype. Or Berserkers even, the castle is going up. Score is a mislead, yeah. I never look at the score, it's just... Sometimes I'm nomad to confirm that the opponent PC is going up, but generally not. Well, minute 40 seconds to Imperial Age for Umdeuter, with still with twice the villagers going up as well. This is not looking great for Shixo, who has only managed to kill 1 freaking villager this game against the Vikings. And giving Vikings that kind of eco advantage, that's just begging for trouble. He is attempting the counterattack here. Might get some snipes on the woodland here. No ballistics for this match of crossbows. Does we even have a university? University's up, but no ballistics. And Imperial Age now on the way. Vietnamese, of course, get fully upgraded arbalests as well. But Mangonel hit. Mangonel. Oh, no. There's Imperial Age for Umdeuter. Still no +2 for the Knights. Is he gonna get Cavalier here? With only few Age upgrades. Malay Cavalier, basically. One Mangonel goes down to the towers, but... Knights now into raid, villagers come to try and snipe the Mangonels. Maybe they'll actually succeed, because the Knights are out of position for Umdeuter here, who's finally getting plate barding armor and Cavalier, and is going to finish off this game with style with the Vikings here. Almost manages to block the Mangonel from the villagers attacking it here, and wherever Shixo's crossbow mass went, Yeah, they were pulled back home. Okay. So Shixo still conserves the crossbow mass, does not fall victim to mangonel hits here. Umdeuter now with the crossbows, now he's gonna make the arbalest. Shixo needs elephants right now, then Umdeuter will just make monks, so I don't see that applying here. That is not viable. Yeah, and no eco for it either, right? So he needs elephant, but he can't make them. Only still in the game because of the crossbow mass, which will become arbalest actually, or bracer first, makes sense, more range and damage. But look at the eco difference, 98 to 44. Umdeuter also massing up on the crossbows. He's still making cavaliers as well, so he'll be able to get some raids in if he can keep the crossbows busy. Finally ballistics as well. Oh, it's another 1 for 2. No. Oh, crossbow mass. Another hit. Finally, a little splatter hit there from the Mangonel Umdeuter. Finally getting some some Mangonel value. I think Umdeuter, despite the score here, he knows he's ahead. He has lost 5 villagers total this game. He has almost twice the villagers of Shixo. He could throw away all of his army and still be in a great spot here. So it's just playing with the food at this point. So what's the situation? 29 Arblast for Shixo here now, but Umdeuter is matching that number. He's getting all the upgrades. Orange has Armswood only fetching. Yeah, but he's just... Doesn't matter when he doesn't engage with them. He has the eco for the upgrades, he's gonna be fine. No armor though, could be a bit of an issue here. He's gonna lose the fights in equal numbers here easily because of that. But look at the Cavaliers. That's the issue of lack of mobility, right? You could use your cavalry as a raiding unit while the big mass of army is forward. It's the archers. So these Cavaliers, there's nothing here to stop them. No pikemen, no halberdier, no eco to make such a change. And Umdeuter for some reason is pounding away at the house, going for the getting the opponent house strategy, but that's going to take a while. But now he's going to find the back gold. And tell me you'll run in here and get the gold, please. Yes, there we go. Which means Shixo will need to pull the arbalists back home and try to deal with the big old raids going on here. And more Eco KD for Umdeuter now, 27 and counting. Shixo still with the arbalist mass, but Umdeuter soon to have a larger one. He's even getting Onager, so that's even tougher for arbalists to deal with on their own. Hey, and Brain. Nice to see ya. Nice to see you. Love this new timeline feature. It's much easier to track and talk about the proper timings of things. So good work on that. Are we going to see a big all-year splatter shot here now? Shixo, 47 villagers to 111 here, is going to have to do tremendous damage, and Umdeuter somehow not able to get the shot in there, unfortunately, but he has more on-years to come. Castle... Oh, smart moves, killing some trees there to allow for... Big hit. Okay, we're still dodging. Did you already explore all the graph options? Only the toggling the different eco stuff and yeah. And like removing eco, removing build tree to get an idea of things. I didn't go much more deep into it yet. 45 minutes in, Shixo still at half the Builder Series. 2 TTs now, so maybe he's aiming to catch up here. That's going to take a while, but go for it. Bracer, Leather Archer Armor. Stick grabs are all kind of individual stats now. Yeah, you mean... Alright, yeah, I'll have to look into that. Should be cool. Umdeuter with higher idle TC, but he also has 4 TCs and 50 villagers lead, so it doesn't matter for a second at this point. He's getting iron casting. Are we going to see some berserkers here? Ooh, wow. Alright, we need to explore this. Nice. That's another massive feature of Capture Age to be explored. Sounds like fun. Siege engineers coming in for Umdeuter. Somewhat contradictory for Vikings to get such a technology, but lots of other units in the game they maybe shouldn't be getting either. Even from a historical perspective. Shixo still with the arm mass and he's replenishing now. He's 15 on wood. But he has not been able to make any significant counter-aggression here. Just refuses to GG until the arm mass has been dealt with here. So maybe this game goes past the hour mark as well. Vikings Cavalier, they don't get plate barding armor. That's why Umdeuter doesn't have that. He could of course get the last attack, but why would he when he has a massive ball of Arbalest and Onagers to push instead? Light cap on the raiding spree here. Shixo with the defensive castle to claim or defend the last bit of gold here. Just hanging on there, holding in. Or the other way around. The Vikings don't get Thumbering anymore now. So that's definitely a setback against other fully upgraded Arbalest Sibs. And Cavalry Sibs as well, because you want your firing rate to be faster against Cavalry. I'm sure there's a reason why Shixo is holding on. Yeah, he has the more hit points on units, but Umdeuter is constantly keeping the pressure up and getting some small raids in as well and claiming almost all of the map. Sorry about that. Ooh, 3. Make bomber gun. With what eco? Or COVID? I don't think so. I don't think so, but I will have to check tomorrow maybe. Look at this light cap! 4 kills for this one. He's really getting value out of these small raids on Deuter. Last attack upgrade coming in as well. Forward castle going up. Could Prep push this one now, so that's not going to keep the gold safe. It's running out anyway, actually. And Umdeuter is just enjoying the low and slow creeping here. 199 population to 125. Onagers still on the move. They have siege engineers as well, so they have more range and attack now. Also benefiting the Trebs. Rat and Archer. We're not going to see a lot of those because this castle will be going down quite soon. And hill advantage for Umdeuter over here. They both have full upgrades. Vietnamese have better range, but there's the castle to defend here. The onagers are coming in as well. Is it GG if this castle goes down? That's the question. Light cav raiding, skirmishers raiding. Castle going down. Arbalest mass dwindling for Shixo here. And GG, well played is called. Alright. Let's have a look then. Okay, so we can toggle total population on and off. Worker time. Okay, this is cool stuff. Worker time, productive worker time. Food gathering should be interesting to compare knights and archer civs. And the APM, alright. Nice. It's over the opponent has more than 40 skirmishers. Yes, exactly. Look at the Vikings economy here, collecting twice the resources of Shixo here. And the uptimes earlier imp for Umdeuter as well got these onagers, never got that huge splatter shot on Shixo's armies. So Shixo is obviously competent in the archers micro department, and that's why they're picking archer civs. And finally, let's show the APM chart here as well. Ooh. Nice. Well, we have a third game on our hands. I can feel in my voice that it will also be the last cast, but we need to see the conclusion, of course. Two Hutens for the German player. Umdeuter versus Shixo with the Aztecs. Yikes, yikes. Yeah, I think these are equal in skill for sure. First game went to well past 1 hour as well, so that was a nice one to watch. Alright, so what are we going to see here? This is a battle of the infantry civs, sort of. Teutons with fantastic melee defense and Aztecs with Garland Wars as a unique technology boosting the attack of infantry units by 5. Aztecs also with Eagle Warriors but no cavalry. Teutons with cavalry but no husbandry. So their cavalry is really strong, fully upgraded paladins, but they'll actually struggle a little bit to keep up with the Aztecs' eagle speed. Or I mean, they'll probably still catch up, but it's not like having husbandry. Both seems likely to start with an infantry opening here. Aztecs start with 50 extra gold, which is essentially free loom or just 3 militia rush without having to mine gold at all, or a 5 militia rush if you play it more conventionally and take a little bit of extra gold. Men at Arms comes to mind as well, as the Teutons don't get their melee unit defense bonus until the until the Castle Age, where they get +1 melee the armor and another +1 in Imperial Age. Teutons could of course also go scouts with success, but does that make sense against Aztecs with which are likely to go infantry anyway and even produce faster from the barracks? They have longer lasting resources, so they should be, or not longer lasting, sorry, that's mines. They carry more resources per trip before drop off. 3 more resources. So they should have a very easy time getting spearmen out for defense. Pushing in the hunt here for Umdeuter could be an indication of scouts, of course, which is a food-heavy play for on wood, but that again makes it easier to afford make some early farms with the Teutons if you want to. Teutons farms have a 40% discount. 4 on wood is usually indicative of a Drush or Men-at-Arms opening though, if you're going the conventional way. Going to the berries here. But some people prefer having 4 on wood anyway as well, even if they're going the scouts. Oh, is Shixo going to lame here? He could actually take the Rhino if he wants to. I think he's going for it. So the Eagle is an infantry unit, so you can heal the Eagle up in your TC if you when you lose HP like this. Umdeuter actually going for the. I think he's tasking that to go for the boar, or rhino, but that's now he's going to have to resort to making a house instead because that rhino is long lost unless he can get a builder pick off here, and he will. Because Shixo does not have Loom. He could even still block this one if he spots it. Oh, he's gonna get so lucky now. He's gonna see the lame and spot it. He might stop it in time. He can block it! He's gonna block it! Man! Talk about... Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. So close. It still should cause some worker efficiency issues for Shixo, and the Rhino dies far outside the TC there, but it's still extra food. Yeah, agreed. It's nice to know that we do the competitive players also see the fun in it. You see that when from the streams of the pros as well, especially the teammates like Viper and Jordan, that sort of thing going out. They're just not hyper competitive. They are teammates, so of course you'd have to keep some civility still, but they're not really. They're friendly fighting and cheering on each other for the wins. Umdeuter down 1 Rhino, not the greatest deal for Teutons though, because the farms are 40% cheaper. You'll still be able to afford your barracks and go for what I think the Scout. Oh, did you lose the Eagle actually? That's bad news. 1 village down, 1 Eagle down. That's scouting intel, that's very valuable. And for old Shixo knows now, Umdeuter could be going straight archers with the Teutons and not infantry or scouts. Looks like the second woodline is going up for the Aztecs player here. The barracks producing the militia that will become men-at-arms. And Aztecs don't really... There's 2 on gold here, so Shixo could make more militia even. But even if you don't mind gold, you'll still be able to afford 3 militia and men-at-arms with Aztecs. Alright, the infantry moving out here. A few later 20 seconds away. It's going to be the 22 pop men-at-arms for Shixo here. And Umdeuter with the berries on the hill here, kind of exposed for infantry attack. Even if it's in the back here, it's much more awkward to small wall, quick wall resources like this. Look at that back gold though. I mean, it's a wide open base, but having the gold in the back is always a plus. And yeah, when you're laming, you need to pay attention to the Eagle, otherwise your scout will die to the Rhino, the Rhino will run back. So if you get counterattacked like Umdeuter did, then you're in a pickle. Good walling in towards the TC here. Umdeuter shouldn't be able to enter here. That's only option in the south there. And he's going right into TC here. Surely he knows that it's... yeah. It's here. You need to try and break through somewhere. Don't go further away from the TC, otherwise you'll just die to TC fire here. But more importantly, there's action to be attended to at home. Umdeuter has spotted the men-at-arms here. Will pull this villager back to TC, I think, for protection. And now makes the range. Was probably planning the archers follow-up anyway. Now here I think, given the elevation advantage and the fact that that affects any unit, you'd rather want to break through on this side and try to get to this villager, because with the elevation advantage you deal more damage per hit and it's easier to actually get through. It's still an annoyance to be dealt with, but with some luck and a little slip of mind for Umdeuter there, you break in with the men-at-arms and get some hit damage in. That's the massive disadvantage of having resources on the hill like this. The elevation advantage also affects infantry units breaking through walls more easily. But the archer follow-up is ready. It's on point here, going to chase those 2 men-at-arms away. Umdeuter actually must have been lacking gold or food for the third one, because he never really committed to that. Well, it's true, and loses more wood for repairs as well. That's true. Because you deal more damage per hit. Yeah, so underrated bonus. Now it's actually open though, so that's Umdeuter's. And even if Umdeuter tries a little small wall here, you could get lucky and break through, but here are the archers. TC fire, and the Taurus. Oh, pulling away just in time there for Shixo. A little bit lucky with that one. And now let's see if he can find the berries. He's in. He's in. And now we see the elevation advantage here. That should be... That's almost a kill. Good defense from Umdeuter. What are archers doing all the way over here? Maybe just trying to stealthily sneak around. Shixo keeps the men-at-arms alive as well, because they will be able to deal with any skirmishers moving close as long as the skirmishers don't reach a huge mass here. Which you usually don't see a lot of in Feudal Age. And did he scout the gold though? There's the setback of not having that Eagle Scout again. You have to find out where Umdeuter is taking gold. He was making the archer, but that could just be like the remaining gold you have, so... For all Shixo knows, Umdeuter is not mining gold at all here. He has 2 scouts scouted, not finding the last one in the back here. Not insignificant, yeah, exactly. Fletching is in. And just go find that gold already. Yeah, I think he sees it now. Oh, it's bad. Umdeuter is off gold. He's actually surprisingly close to the cast age transition here. But now he's off gold and will have to follow up with responses to the aggression here. Yeah, archers will be going down to skirms now. That villager actually spoiled gold position. Yeah, he may have moved a little bit too close. That's true. Oh, but still nice archers micro from Shixo to keep these 2 alive though, I have to say. They'll be chased and they will be dealt with eventually. But in the meantime, they're both approaching the castle age here. You see this resource bar here, that's the food and gold needed for the next stage. Getting quite close. Umdeuter could even drop a market and sell that food, and I think that's exactly his line of thinking now. Selling food, go to castle age, pump out those knights. Hey, Magnolia, hello. Ace. Umdeuter is walling the sides, or one side now. I guess he could wall here as the walls complete here, and maybe the front line as well. You found the Akkal-AOE OP emote, nice. Looking at the castle age here, Umdeuter is expecting eagles, I think. He is preemptively, has he scouted it actually? Does he know that eagles are coming his way? I don't think he scouted the second barracks. But he's definitely expecting eagles because he's getting infantry attack and defense. He is getting the long swords, and maybe he'll try a Longsword Siege push forward, but that seems scary. Two ranges here on Shixo. It's a bit of a guess games, with the players being walled and scouting not really an option for either of them to confirm. It's going to be a bit of a run in here, and there are more skirmishers for Umdeuter. That should be an easy fight for Umdeuter. And he called that Eagle Switch, actually. So, good job on the Teutons player there to get the preemptively go into the what will be longswords to deal with the Eagle raids. However, Shixo still has the two ranges, so if he gets to a composition of eagles and crossbows here, it is going to be a pickle for Umdeuter to handle, because one of Teuton's kryptonite really is ranged units and arbalest civs, because their strength is in melee, and they do have fantastic siege, but that's also very expensive for a 1v1, so it's not that easy to get to. And you could also argue that the Eagle Warriors of Shixo will eat siege alive if they get close enough to it. So longswords in production, TC going up on that gold in the back of the base to further secure that. Should be good defense against the incoming eagles. Triple barracks eagle production, not too uncommon for the Aztecs, because the Aztecs civ bonus is that military production buildings work faster. I think it's like 10% or something. Army go extending here. Not overcommitting to gold here, but Umdeuter has a decent chunk of longswords out. And he seems to be fully walled as well, unless there are any unprecedented holes here on the hills. But it's mainly palisades gates. I think it's fine. Even though the only thing really keeping hills out is stone walls, so that might be something that Umdeuter will have to resort to eventually. Not nearly enough ranged units here to deal with the longsword switch. They're lacking the Castle Age upgrades, but the eagles obviously can't engage. Longswords should have 6 bonus attack against Eagle Warriors, right? So they definitely deal well with those, as the hit points should be in favor of the longswords as well, by small margins, but 6 more attack per hit, that's obviously huge, with already higher stats. So Shixo going for the raids here is also taking into crossbow, so it's going to be a crossbow eagle composition here. It's a somewhat recent addition, Magnolia, but it's been around for, what, a few months at least, Endbrain, I think. You should see this as well, that Endbrain just told me about, Magnolia. There's... yeah, we have all the stats. But back to the game. Eagles are in. That palisade gate just crumbles like paper to the eagles, and the eagles are getting so many kills here, 4 or 5. It's 2 TCs against 2 actually, so Shixo will very soon be establishing a villager lead here. It's doubling up on the eagles' production, it's lacking the Castle Age upgrades. Which means that Shixo can't dive DC fire yet, but I mean, once you get arson and defense and attack for the Eagle Warriors, you could have maybe 20-30 of them and you'll eat DTs at almost at Kelt's speed. Longswords, cleaning the Zapdo, good preemptive call by Umdeuter, who has forward presence as well. He seemed to have cleaned up the raids at home. He wants to drop that siege workshop forward now. Elite skirms against crossbows. Longswords against eagles. Yeah, I'm excited about mods capability Endbrain, because I'm also running a small side event on my channel, which is with hyper random with custom civs by mod made by Hero Snipe. He made 39 freaking custom civs. So that should be interesting to see if that actually works with Capture Age, and I would not be very disappointed if it doesn't, because that's a huge switch in the yeah, looks of things and everything. But should still be fun. I'll of course just cast it in game if I need to. But it would be fun if Capture Age would pick up all the visuals and maybe some of the stats. But it's probably very likely going to bug out if I do. But I need to run some tests on that. There's a limit to how much attention you should devote to mod support, I think. Eagles are in yet again. Shixo managing to find a weak spot here is not overwhelming army numbers here. I don't know if he's trying to play the eco or what's going on here. He's raiding with small numbers of eagles while producing villagers at home. And that Aztec's economy, they do bring in more resources per trip. It's marked experimental for a reason, yeah, exactly. Umdeuter wants a castle up, understandably so. If he gets a castle on this hill, the main goal will be very safe, even against eagle raids. But so frustrating to be against eagles in this kinds of matchup. He is going to attempt a counter push here. He has the mangonel out. Could get some juicy hits in on Shixo's crossbows, but then there's the eagles again. If they get close to the mangonel, they need so few hits to take out. They have 3 bonus attack against siege, so. Could we add an option to show which patch is which patch the recorded game is from? That does, in generic recorded games files, that shows in the file name. Oh, but that actually shows in Capture Age, Dennis. Then you get a notification in Capture Age that this game is from a previous version of this game is from a previous version of the game or previous patch, and it might not work properly. So there's definitely such a feature, Dennis. Or Ogidai 1. No, maybe it doesn't say which one. I haven't seen how that is. Umdeuter with the counter aggression now. He is establishing a massive villager, military lead here, and the villager count is, so to speak, dead even. The question is the overview on the right side. I'll have a look in the menu after if it says there. That's useful. Magadon's doing work for Shixo here. An Imperial on the way? Are you kidding me? He's going imp at 81 villagers here. 35 minutes. They're both been fielding so much army, but Shixo gets a tiny head start with the Imperial Age here. Umdeuter missing 1 building. So that's delaying him a bit. He could drop a monastery or a university and he'll be up as well, probably. Will want to get to champions against the Eagle spam if it continues, but Shixo seems to be switching his mind over to Arbalest at this point. 2 ranges at least producing here. And now the university for ballistics and that sort of thing as well. Yeah, I think the game version is what Ogidai 1 is requesting. Let's see, Aztec champ for student champ. Absolutely a possibility here. Oh, here come the eagles. They should shred the skirmishers. That's why eagle crossbow is such a great combo. The eagles will eat the skirmishers easily, and the crossbows will snipe the eagles. However, if you have mass knights from Umdeuter, not an option currently, but if you have mass fully upgraded knights, cavalier, paladin, they will kill both of these combos in an ideal world when they get close enough. First castle for Shixo going up on the side gold and side stone here, also hitting the forward buildings, and oh, that Magonal popped out on the wrong side. That's unfortunate for Umdeuter. Longswords very weakened, but they're at least alive here. And here we go. Klavskis, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. If Dennis could make a shout out, or anyone for that matter, that would be appreciated. I am casting a mini tourney I am hosting in my Discord currently. And this is called Arabia Express, 9-player bracket, group stage round robin into a winner and losers playoff with, yeah, semis and finals. And raid alert you heard, by the way. It's my own recording. Hope you had a good stream, Klaviskis. This is the decider game and sadly my last cast of the day. If you can tell in my voice, I have a bit of a cold and it's it's actually, I can feel it in my throat now. I'm probably talking a little bit too much already for the voice. Imperial Age is in for Umdeuter as well. He's gonna go for the Cavalier now. So we'll have some mobility to deal with the what is mainly crossbows at this time. No Eagle Warriors. And well, Arbalest actually. And Shixo going for the pikes. Does have the cast lap. Let's hope Shixo doesn't forget about Garland Wars, because that's going to be essential with Aztecs not getting Halberdier. I think that's it. So thanks to the raid. Thanks for the raid to Klapskis. Eco situation quite even, 100 to 90 here for Shixo. 31 to 23 military, that Cavalier switch. Wait, what happened to the Cavalier upgrade? What happened to the Cavalier upgrade? Did this castle kill the stable that was researching Cavalier? Umdeuter totally had Cavalier on the way. That's an issue, big issue. Arbs raiding to the side here now. Pikes coming in as well. Farm eco still healthy for Teutons here. 30 on food, 13 on gold. Is being heavily idled here somewhere in the garrison this TC. Longsword still at large, but they won't work against Arbalest mass that's increasing. Now a second castle with one villager building it for Shixo is feeling confident now. He's going to task more villagers, of course, once the rams have been dealt with. But if he gets this castle up, he's a nice vantage point to fall back to defend the Arbalests and just to push down production buildings and castles here. And Umdeuter now on the back foot here, even though Teutons in theory have good responses to a lot of the things Aztecs can do. I mean, they have hand cannoneers against the Eagles. They have Siege Onager against Arbalest, but yeah, try getting to Siege Onager in a 1v1 where the resources are kind of limited. It's not... yeah, it's not easy. Not impossible, but it's an enormous investment after first having gone for Longswords and then the Cavaliers. Grab will be focused down by Arbalests here. The Cavalier of the Teutons have plate-bearing armor in now, and Umdeuter is patiently massing the numbers before engaging here. It's only 19 Arbalests on the field, but the pikemen numbers are increasing as well. No Garland Wars, no last attack, no last defense. And... I guess we'll get there. Oh, there's the last armor. That helps a lot against the Cavalier, of course. Looks like Shixo will be able to take down the one and only defensive castle of Umdeuter as well, which means the Arbalests and Pikes have free passage. Blast Furnace coming in. And as you can see, the pikemen have 22 bonus or damage against cavalry, so the cavalier, they are going to struggle once Shixo gets to all the upgrades. He's getting Galen worse as well. Yeah, it's showing attack speed for sure. It's showing movement speed here as well. Oh, let's see the treb seconds between attack. 10 seconds between each attack. That's some reload time, but we need to load the stone and get numbers going. Long swords for Umdeuter. That's very good against the pikemen, but they are about to get 4+8 attack here. And going to do... they should be... Yeah, with the arbs in here, this should be fine. I guess we'll see more pikes entering the field soon enough. The arbalest numbers staying close to the castle. Cavalier numbers dwindling for Umdeuter. He still has a healthy food and gold economy rolling here. But... not getting to that crucial mass to deal with this kind of push, and Shixo hasn't been hit at home for a long time. He's lost 8 villagers all game while he's raided Umdeuter of 34. And even if the villager and eco numbers are comparable here, it's beginning to be noticeable in the actual army numbers that Shixo is in a better spot here, fighting at population cap while Umdeuter is at 142 total. Oof. Trebs in AoE before reload while packing and moving. Sounds like a almost borderline glitchy function. So 12 military now for Umdeuter, 193 population total for Shixo. Yeah, just like in AoE2, I never get to Imperial Age in AoE4 either, so I don't know too much about these units. I guess you access tribes in the Castle Age, but yeah. I've lost faith in AoE4 for the time being. More so because of the spectating in-game feature than the actual game. I wish it had better options. So we're looking at 76 army pushing against 15 here. Eco still comparable, but Umdeuter's home base about to be pushed by... Wait, he focused the trebs down somehow. So there's only one treb, but being about to be pushed by pikemen or arbalests here. He is going to try for a desperate counter attack, a raiding attack. There's definitely some exposed woodlines to hit here. Oh, look at this swarm of ants. They're probably at peak efficiency, look at this. Low Elon Legend, lumber camping here, but that's because of the forward aggression taking all the attention here. See the eco APM low for both players, they have to focus on military at this point. Yeah, Arb's getting more kills here though. Look at this group, they have 47 kills total and 15 of them are eco units. Umdeuter wants to get another castle up somewhere. But again, Shixo is playing in the long game here. It's a pity this castle is just just a tiny little bit more forward, because then he would deny this gold as well. But I don't think it matters all that much at this point. 29 on stone for Umdeuter. It would be a miracle if he managed to stabilize against 4 times the military he currently has on the field. Pikes killing builds below the TC is never a good sign, that's true as well. They are Aztec pikes though, so they kill villagers more efficiently. Here comes the castle, protecting these 10 farms and PT. And the woodland, maybe more importantly. Umdeuter refuses to give in here, puts up a really good fight against Shixo. And, whoa, whoa, ambitious. I'm most worried about the population situation and the military here, though, and the fact that Shixo has had freely working economy all the time. Umdeuter with one relic, getting a tiny gold trickle from that, but GG well played is called. Shixo deservedly takes the win in the third game here, and is awarded, what is it? Two points for the win, or 3 points. I'm looking into my point system. It's a round robin, so it's basically 1 point per win. So the time was stats here. Golden Boars, that's +5 attack for the Aztec infantry. Arson coming in the end as well, so Eagles and Pikes should start eating buildings as well. Longsword never making it to champion here, never really should either. Umdeuter when the Arbalest was the mass unit on the field from Shixo. But I love this from Umdeuter, the supplies in the while on the way to the cast stage. Where was the cast stage again? Yeah, right before, right on the, yeah, a little bit before cast stage. He got supplies on the first defense, then to go straight to longswords against the Eagles. He didn't see the Eagles. He was anticipating the Eagle switch and then went right into supplies and longswords, and that's, oh, could backfire so hard if Shixo was just making the crossbows, but he didn't. He was going for the Eagles and the mobility against Teutons. And I think it makes sense against Teutons as well, lacking the cavalry speed to keep up as much as other good cavalry civilizations would. Up timing's very similar here as well. It's not too far off each other. Earlier Imperial Age for the Aztecs with not taking any huge hits at home base, but very nice set overall. GG. Oh, come on.